Today we will do verse 15. So until now, Rama has been instructing Lakshmana that you should be aware that there is a possibility that you would again be enchanted by karma and want to go back to karma yoga because it's easier for the mind to completely lose itself in a trance and just slip into the idea that I am the doer and I am the experiencer. This is easy because of its past habit pattern. And because of this habit pattern, it slips into that which is an illusion, that which is not real. It is only an arising, despite knowing that it is an arising. On account of the past habit pattern, does not recognize that the first reaction is also an arising. I have got nothing to do with it. The witness consciousness associates with that first arising of the past habit pattern of the body mind person, says, oh, I reacted and now I have to justify this reaction. And that's how it gets lost into another roller coaster ride of doership, experiencership, doership, experiencership. So he had advised the key is to recognize that even the first reaction, whatever it is, whether it is in the form of a feeling, whether it is in the form of a thought, whether it is in the form of a perception or a sensation, that does not matter. The first reaction that appears, that also I have to be wary of. Because that is that last point where I lose my grip and start slipping down the cliff. That last point, the weakest point. Okay? This is where we have come in Rama Drishti. In your direct seeing, have you become aware of this last point where you start assuming this reaction was done by me? I am reacting. I have already started reacting. Or are you astute in your observation to recognize, no, this reaction, the first reaction, happened of its own accord. Where are you? Have you realized this yet or not? If you have, then you will understand verse 15. First, I will do the Sanskrit, then the regular translation, followed by the direct seeing of verse 15. Vishuddha Vijnana Virochananchita Vidyatma Vrittish Charameti Bhanyate Udeti Karma Akhilakara Kadibhir Nihanti Vidya Akhilakara Kadikam. Knowledge is that which is arrived at by inner investigation and elimination. You know the elimination process, right? Neti, 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 neti. This is how the text speaks. So knowledge is arrived at by inner investigative elimination. That's the first part of the verse in regular translation. Karma rises from assuming numerous causes, while knowledge eliminates these assumed causes. Therefore, they cannot go together. So, those who don't know the Upanishads and the Vedas, I will just project the causes that are listed there, because Lakshmana has already been a very good student of the Vedas and Upanishads, etc. In the verse, the causes are not enumerated, the causes of karma. It's just given that karma rises from many causes, while knowledge eliminates those causes. So, how can that which rises from it and that which eliminates it both be complementary? They cannot be complementary. Therefore, karma and jnana cannot go hand in hand. And he stops there with an expectation that you know your karma causes. In the Upanishads and Vedas, you have mantras and chants, where in the chants they tell you that this body part is governed by this deity, this body part is governed by this deity. And you have recited these in your religious conditioning. Yeah, so those are mentioned. I've just mentioned 5 over there for sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, the most prominent. But you have a deity for every organ of the body. Yeah, like even for shoulders, you'll have a deity. For the chin, you will have a deity. So for everything, you have a deity. Please know this. Yeah, I have only enumerated 5 over there. These are the 5 examples that we will take. I'll just explain first how the Vedas and Upanishads say. They just say simply that because of the body, because of all the sense organs, because of all the functions that are happening in the body, you have preferences and aversions. Yeah? You like sweet and you have aversion to bitter. Because of the function of the body, the way the sense organ perceives that object, because of your assumption the object is external and I am inside the skin of this body, there is a separateness. So all these together give rise to doership and experiencership. It's not explained any more in detail than this. Even I detailed it quite a bit. Yeah. In the chants, in the mantras, it is only said that I bow down to this deity that rules over this body part. I bow down to this deity that rules over this body part. That's all. Yeah. There is no more detail given. This is the translation directly from the mantras which are listed in the Vedas. Now, how do I directly see all this? First thing I have to recognize, do I, number one, in my direct seeing, do I recognize that the moment there is the body arising, there is an immediate sense of separateness? Are you aware of this in your direct seeing? Now, when I spoke about the body, do you recognize suddenly the body came back? Yeah. Do you recognize you have a feeling that you're inside the border of the skin? And Ekta and the rest of the Advaitins, your room, your computer, everything is outside the border of the skin. Do you recognize? It's very subtle. The sense of separateness is very subtle. It does not come up in loud words. It's only a feeling. Abhas. There's just an abhas of an inside and an outside. That inside and outside gives rise to 2 things. I am an individual and I am separate from you. Because of the sense of separateness, the other or the world is seen as outside. There is an instant duality. When this body arising disappears, do you notice duality also disappears? Do you notice that feeling of being an individual entity also disappears? And separateness from the other also disappears. You only create a story in retrospect, putting all these asmita arisings together. You create a story that I am this person and I'm continuously this person, and this person has this story, was born here, these are the parents, this is the family, this is the way life has gone, blah, 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 blah. You have a long story, continuous story. But there is no body which is continuous. There is no individual that is continuous. And above everything, the sense of separateness is not continuous. Do I see this? Not just now. It's very easy to see it in a knowledge session. Moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. During the day, at work, at home, with friends. Am I able to see this? Let's see, suddenly there is individuality and separateness, and that wave also disappears. Suddenly there is individuality and separateness, and suddenly that wave disappears. Am I able to see it? You'll never be able to see it from the person's eyes, huh? Only when you take the correct stand of the nothingness, the observation field devoid of an observer, then there is the clear seeing. What separateness? It is one field. One field. I just created a story. Yeah, so this is the body arising. Then sense organs have their own function. For example, right now, the ear arising is coming up again and again. Yeah, you recognize that I am hearing Ekta, especially when she's talking about me hearing her. Yeah, you have the sense of the ear arising come up. And along with that, the idea of I am hearing sound. Yeah, so you've created a long story. There is a hearer, there is the process of hearing, and there is the sound that is heard. Yes. You've also created more. There are objects that make sound. And this object makes this kind of sound, and this object makes that kind of sound. You've completely forgotten, in the enchantment of this ear wave, you have completely forgotten that the same scenario of hearing also happens in the dream. But there is no body, no ear there. So that recognition in the moment, when you think you are listening to knowledge, that recognition, no, I am not listening. There is no I, the hearer. There is no sound. There is no Ekta, in fact. Can I recognize simply one wave of sound, and then another wave of sound, and maybe another wave of sight of Ekta, and then I connected this sight with the sound wave, and I create a story that there she is. And I'm seeing her and hearing her at the same time. And of course, there is your wave of I am here. All these waves I have connected. Can I recognize moment to moment as just one wave arising and dissolving? Again, the next arising and dissolving. Again, the next arising and dissolving. That is how the sense organs are fooling me. Are you there yet? Do you see it? And are you able to see it moment to moment to moment to moment? Are you making that effort of not slipping at that last loose rock at the top of the cliff? What is that? Oh, I reacted. No, I didn't react. That reaction also is the first reaction. coming out of the embedded impression formed by the past habit pattern. Past habit pattern of reaction was embedded. That came up. There, the first wave of reaction by the person. Oh no, it's still not me. I am still at a distance. That's how I know the person reacted. But then what is my problem? The moment I see the person reacts, what do? I say, no, I reacted. Now, because I reacted, now I have to justify my reaction. So then I continue. Now I have jumped in. Is this recognition there or not yet? Please evaluate. And all these first reactions come with the eating, the first morsel of food. If the person has a particular preference and does not like that particular vegetable cooked that day, there, the first reaction made by the facial expression, only facial expression of the person, I jump in and I say, I reacted. So now I have to add to the story. Oh, why did you cook this vegetable? I don't like this vegetable, blah, 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 blah. No, you just slipped. You just slipped. That facial reaction, that was not you. Now I'm just giving an example, okay? For you, it could be a thought. For you, somebody else, it could be just a feeling. For somebody, just that flavor and no facial reaction, just the flavor. Yeah, so everybody is different. I'm just giving an example here. That first reaction was not me. It was the person reacting out of that habit pattern impression which just sprouted. Can I just observe that and let it go and notice that also dissolves into nothingness? Am I able to maintain it? So I give you one example of the function of the body, which is eating. Like that, it happens with every function of the body. There's zillion functions. Yeah, locomotion, elimination, with some growling sounds from the stomach. Direct. Oh, something is wrong. There. Oh, this happened last time also. And then this, blah, blah, blah story. It was a simple growling sound from the stomach. You made an entire train of thought. Am I able to just see the growling sound? There, disappear. Am I able to see just the flavor of the food? And there, it disappeared. Am I able to see the feet moving and some pain in the foot arising? And there just disappeared. I did not jump in. So this week, you must write to me at least 5 reactions, first reactions that were done by the person, but you successfully stayed at a distance and you did not identify with it. 5. Okay? Identify 5 such first reactions. On the same lines is likes and dislikes. Suddenly a like comes up. Oh, I love this white color. I'm going to wear only white color. And everything is in washing. All whites in washing and now you have to wear something black. Oh, I don't like black color. When is this outfit going to disappear? There's something. It's such a silly, small, little, petty thing. Yeah, black color outfit. Just observe how that comes up. A dislike towards the black color outfit. You still have it, huh? You got it. Somehow you got that. Yeah, just observe. It's a dislike wave. It arises and it disappears. When it arises, there is that sense of individuality. Someone who does not like black, and therefore somebody who likes white. Remember, raga and dvesha are hand in hand. If you see one, the other is there. It might be hidden, it's subtle, it's not a part of the reaction thought, but it is hidden, it is subtle. That individual who dislikes black has come up. Notice likes and dislikes. Can I see this wave? Can I see the wave? Can I recognize that first reaction is not mine? What is? Yeah. And then is the fifth cause of karma, which is those who had the religious conditioning that this God presides over this organ of the body, and you have memorized those chants. Immediately that chant comes up in the mind only because of your past conditioning when there is pain in the stomach. Oh, pain in the stomach? Let me pray to this God. It's a very first reaction that came from your conditioning. Yeah? Because you've been chanting those prayers for a long, long time. This is for people who have the religious conditioning and the chanting conditioning. Those who don't have this, they have this feeling that earth, water, fire, ether, air, these elements are external to me. And I am inside this skin, and earth, water, fire, ether, air have a particular effect on that which is inside, basically the body. Yeah, and then you think, oh, I have had too much of this juice or too much of that, and that created too much kapha in me, and I shouldn't have gone that way. I know the doctor told me to avoid this. And you go all this way. All this is related to your understanding of earth, water, fire, ether, air. When you eat too much spicy food, then you say, oh, there is fire in the stomach. My pitta is high, should have not had so much spice. You are, without knowing it, you are relating to earth, water, fire, ether, air. Start identifying this. It's not in those specific words, but it is in your story of cause and effect. Oh, this burning in the stomach happened because of that particular food item. So that particular food item is outside. This stomach is inside. You've already created I and the other. Separateness has come up. You have suddenly become the body. And you are holding on to a story of cause and effect. Yeah, and at a subtle level, it is one of the 5 elements. Recognize this. Recognize this. The moment there is a cause-effect story, there is that assumption of the elements. What happened? Where were these elements? This world was not there when the dream was happening. In that dream world, there was earth, water, fire, ether, air, belonging to the dream world. It had got nothing to do with this waking world, earth, water, fire, ether, air. How am I coming up with these stories? Can't I see? First, earth, water, fire, ether, air is there in the dream. But there is no physical body and there is no physical world. So what does it imply? Oh, earth, water, fire, ether, air is first projected as thoughts in the dream. And that is extended and grossified in the waking. So the waking is nothing but gross thought, born out of the subtle thought that was there in the dream. Where was this subtle thought born from? From the deep sleep, nothingness. So which is true? Is that seeing of my Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana true? Or is this new cause effect story suddenly I've created in the physical? Is this true? What is true? In that moment when the cause effect story comes up, you pick up the sword of knowledge and there, slash it into two. Break it apart. Destroy it. This cause effect story is nothing but a past habit pattern, a past conditioning. Clear? The 5 factors of karma or the 5 causes are very clear. So now we'll go to Rama Drishti, verse 15. Please open your Rama Drishti book. If your direct seeing has strengthened by now, you should be able to see that one of these 5 factors of karma is simply an arising. It arises and it disappears. That is the first part. Karma is the arising. Jnana is its backdrop. I am Jnana. I am the backdrop. I recognize that first reaction as simply one arising. I should be worried at that moment that the first reaction does not belong to me. I have not reacted. I am the backdrop. I don't have an option to react. I didn't know before this reaction that this reaction is going to arise now. In this moment, is this very clear that I am not the creator of the reaction? If I were the creator of the reaction just before it arose, I would have known it. But I didn't. So I'm not the creator of this first reaction. It is only an arising. Karma is only an arising. Its action is simply an arising. Again, perception of sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, thought, feeling, sensation. It can be any of this. Anything that is trying to make me feel that I am the doer. Yeah, that is karma. Is this clear? Karma is the wave, jnana is the water. What does this imply? That the water always remains water. Even if the water assumes that it is the wave, it is not really the wave. It is water. Do you see what this implies? It implies that I, the witness, am always the witness. I don't have an option of not being the witness. I don't have an option. The body wave arises. I, the witness, which is the backdrop, which is the water, know this wave. I know it and I assume to be one with it. I don't become one with it. Do you see the difference here? Assuming is different from actually becoming the wave. I cannot become the wave. Yeah. It's like saying Ekta dresses up like a queen, wears all those elaborate garments and elaborate jewelry and goes on stage. Now, there is no Ekta, there is only the queen. No, you will say, no, Ekta is on stage and she's playing the character of the queen, but she's always Ekta. The water is always water. Is this clear? Remember this, whenever you feel that, oh, I became the person, I assumed that this is happening to me, or I assumed that I'm doing this, or I did this in the past and that is why this is the effect, whatever story has started. Recognize who is knowing the story. The backdrop is always the backdrop. The stage is always the stage. Water is always the water. Yeah, even you writing to me, oh, Ekta Didi, I lost my witnessing position and I became the person. It was a big drama. No, you did not. Who knows about the story of the person and the big drama? The one who knows has to be beyond, no? The witness is always the witness. You are only pretending that you got lost. You're only pretending that you became the person. You're only pretending that you lost your witness stand. You cannot lose it. Becoming is a story. Even when I write to Ekta saying that, oh, I lost my stand of the witness and I became the husband or the wife or the parent. No, you are pretending again. You did not become. It's not possible only. Yeah, it's like saying, in the dream, I had become a joker. No, you never became a joker. Do you see this? Where is the joker now? If you had really become the joker should be there. No, the joker was born and the joker died. Is it true? Even the joker was born, the joker died is a story. Even saying that I've lost the stand of witness is a lie. Just like saying in the dream, I was a joker. No, you were never the joker. You were the one who always knew that there was a joker in the dream. Are you seeing this? All this is story. All this is story. The joker was never born. It never died. Which means you were never the joker. Exactly like that. If you understand the joker of the dream, exactly like that. You see, karma is the dream world. Jnana is the deep sleep blankness. The deep sleep blankness never becomes the dream world. It cannot. It's always the backdrop on which the illusion flashes and disappears. So, I never ever become the person. I never lose my stand. I only create a story. That's it. I keep myself busy in stories. So I don't need to recognize my real nature of nothingness, nobodiness, the deep sleep blankness. Oh, so boring all this is. Blankness, nothingness. Let me be something, and there you create a story. Can I dive one step deeper now? I never became that. I never became the parent. I never became the son or daughter. I never became the spouse. I only see these arisings. Yeah, because I'm always the backdrop. I'm always the water. I have never become the wave. Wave is a story. Arising is a story. If till here the seeing is there, at least in glimpses, you're very clear. Then you will see karma is the flame. Jnana is what it disappears into. The flame comes up, and at the end of its wax, it disappears. What does it disappear into? That is jnana. I like to create the story of I am that flame. No, I am never the flame. I am that in which it completely disappears. And from me only it is born. How is it born? Do I see how this flame is born? Karma is born of ego sense, ahankara vritti. Just I sense wants to create a story. And I recognize it as an impression which is embedded due to past conditioning. It has just sprouted up. If I maintain my distancing as the backdrop, very clearly I will be able to see every arising, and it will be evident this has been born of ahankara. Some ahankara, even if it is a past habit pattern, past thought, past feeling, past preference, likes and dislikes, something that has been embedded, born of that ego sense, ahankara. And it doesn't last long. It arises and it dissolves. Am I able to see moment to moment it arising and dissolving, arising and dissolving? As Ekta is explaining this, I can see certain thoughts come up, certain conditionings come up, certain examples of my personal life come up automatically. I am not bringing them up. Yes. Do I see it is born of ahankara vritti? And do I see that in vidyatma vritti, it disappears? Jnana is where the ego sense dies. There is no continuous ego. There is no continuous ahankar. There is no continuous I. Hence, there is no continuous arising. Nothing permanent. Can I see this? Moment to moment, it is born of ahankara vritti, dissolves into vidyatma vritti. Ahankara vritti goes back into vidyatma vritti. Is this my seeing? If it is, then the rest of the verse is very simple. Oh, illusory karma disappears into the reality of jnana. Therefore, they both cannot be lived together. I cannot say, oh, I will be a karma yogi also and I will be a jnana yogi also. It's not possible. It's another spiritual story you can create and believe your story to be true, of course. But very clear distancing reveals that they both cannot be lived together. They are separate levels. This is the level of reality. This is the level of illusion. They both cannot be lived together. Yeah. Hence, the illusory person may practice illusory karma yoga at first, but in jnana, that illusion soon dissolves, it dies. Now, when you become very clear, oh, even this story of I am an Advaitin or I am a Buddha practitioner, this I am, this is ahankara vritti. Can I just allow it to dissolve? And I see simply arisings. When you see only arisings, then you are a siddha. It is the you without a you. The I without an I. Then as a siddha, observe the illusory karma as simply a happening. Simply a happening. Question for your own self. Do I see this? Is this my direct seeing yet? This is one level deeper than what we have done before. And if you're maintaining your backdrop recognition moment to moment, you will see that there is just arisings. They just come, they go, they come, they go, they come. It's only a happening, only a happening. There is no I there, there is no you there, there is no it there, there is no world there. All this together is what Jagat is comprised of. Jagat Mithya, Jagat Mithya. Have I recognized this yet? There is simply the blankness, the silence. There is recognition of arisings. And then there is blankness. Again, there is the recognition of some arising. There is blankness. Any arising is there because of ahankara vritti. If I just stay away from it, it disappears into vidyatma vritti. Clear? Last homework for you. Do I recognize these twinkling of arisings? Twinkling. They come up, they shine the brightest, and they disappear back into the dark sky. Can I recognize these twinklings? This is very important. Very important. That completes verse 15.